3 months ago, I chopped up my Monstera Burle Marx flame, and today I'm going to show you how they're doing. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Hakuna La Planta. My name is Kevin, and I am very excited to show y'all the 3-month update of my Monstera Burle Marx flames. Okay, before I do that, I am going to include clips from the initial chop, then a 2-week update, a 1-month update, a 2-month update, and then finally, today, the 3-month mark. If y'all are new here, the Burle Marx flame, first of all, one of my favorite plants, and a plant that I am still obsessed with, especially after this propagation process. I can't wait to show you. Okay, so I'm going to include the initial chop. This was 3 months ago, and roll the tape. Today's the day I'm going to chop my Monstera Burle Marx flame. Now, I need to talk about one thing first. She does not look good right now, and I still don't know why. This kind of all happened. The new leaves look awful, and it's funny because the old leaves look perfectly fine. It's the last 3 leaves that don't look good, and I think I only noticed it because being at work for 3 weeks, I wasn't really looking at my plants living in LECA. I looked a couple times for pests because if I see damage on newer growth, I automatically go to pests. I couldn't find anything. I then started thinking, because, you know, when the spring came, I might be over-fertilizing. I was thinking it might be fertilization burn. Okay, let me just grab it. Okay. I don't know what y'all can see. It is so confusing. I have no idea if it's focused, but future Kevin, zoom in. Do you see this? Okay, so this is the newest leaf. The leaf before that, it didn't always look like this. Like, the leaf was okay, but you could see like the burning on the edges, and then this one, just minimal here. It's mainly on the newer growth. And as you can see, the leaves before that, so giant monster claw, and the rest below that, they're perfectly fine. Could it be potentially a smaller pest like broad mites? Because I know broad mites mainly like to live on Hoyas, but they can live on other plants as well. I'm just grabbing my microscope. I'm just gonna look on my phone. Now, because, you know, the top leaf is the most damaged and I see no evidence of pests, I'm now leaning towards over-fertilization, potential pH imbalance, and I just changed my nutrient solution, I think 4 days ago at this point. Oh yeah, and I forgot the biggest thing. The roots are fine. I checked the roots when I changed the nutrient solution. I hope this isn't like a viral thing. That'd be annoying. Nothing there. What is the plan? Oh, I want to show you. Look, these are healthy roots, everyone. Maybe it's over fertilization. Sometimes if the pH was off, expect to see root death actually. I don't know. I might just cut this off completely, guys. Reason being, there's a new leaf coming. Every time you propagate a plant and it has a new leaf already like on the inside, it'll rot. Yeah, no, I'm gonna cut it off completely. Sorry. Whoa, that was the first cut, y'all. Okay, closer look. Yeah. I think maybe it's over fertilization. Okay. Let's just unwrap things, because I totally forgot this aspect that there's roots in the moss pole. Again, like, I just don't know why it's doing poorly, because look, it's rooted in the moss. Oh my god, the leaf went like so deep in my ear. I did not like that. I'm gonna make single node cuttings, just cutting in between the internodes. And you know what? I might bring y'all closer. Let's bring y'all closer. This is the internode. This point is where there's gonna be a new leaf. And there are some aerial roots just against the moss pole. So just take clean shears and you're gonna cut over here. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I cut through the moss pole. Whoops. Okay, let's see if you're okay. So that's great. This is gonna be the main root, and you can see that there's a few more that we're trying to like act as supports. And like I said, new leaf will come out of there. If they don't have an established root system yet, like I'm just gonna put in water and then I'll just see what happens. Now, it's gonna be tricky because the rest, you know what, I'm gonna have to say bye to this moss pole probably. Oh, okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay, that was like so hard, but it was hard because like, look, the honeycombs, they're just like tangled in the multiple, you know, aerial roots that were rooting in the moss. And it's, yeah, so that was like hugging so tight. So what I'm gonna do probably is I'm gonna take the moss off of the roots, put it in Lechuza Pon, and lay it like this. So root system under the pond like that. And in time, hopefully, new growth will come out of that node there. So off to the side. Okay, moving down, right over here. 3, 2, 1. Oh my God. Oh, and see, now because it's really rooted, it's getting harder. We cooperate. Okay, I think I can pull it. Nope, this root goes all the way down. This root snakes all the way, oops, all the way down here. Let's keep cutting then. See, this root is right up against another root. So they're touching, they're hugging. Can we let go, please? Guys, so this leaf, the big monster claw, look, it was going all the way down the moss pole. Look at this. Look at that. So this is good. She already has a root, so I'm probably gonna put this one in pon. Okay, so root-wise, it's kind of the same. They're all kind of in here, so I'm gonna have to just keep doing what I was doing. And I think this is gonna get tricky because these are older roots, so they've branched a lot more than the ones on the top. Plus, if there are some more that have gone into the LECA, which means they might be tangled with the other root system. Sorry, y'all, this is like a mess. Cause like now I can't even like separate it. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to move to the sink. This is so funny, everyone. Oh my God. Like, I'm just gonna have to dump it.
Okay, can we pull now? You're like really stuck, aren't you? Like this one, can you let go?
Okay. Ooh, I like that. Okay, we'll look at that later. Yep, I'm gonna say it again. I don't know what's happening. Look at these healthy roots. Deal with this bunch in a bit. So I actually believe that I can make more chops. You can see the LECA rolling. There is a big aerial root going into the LECA. It's a big root system, but you can also see, maybe not from that angle, but there are more roots that are big and robust. So I feel comfortable eliminating this from the mother plant. 3, 2, 1. Okay, now I'm just trying to pull gently. Okay, look at that. Ooh, look at this. Wow, okay. Okay, now there's only 3 leaves. Look at how this is broken, y'all. It's broken. Okay, future Kevin, zoom in. Look at this. I kind of want to keep the entire root system so it'll be able to push out growth faster. Keep these leaves together. I might just want to keep it this way. We'll see if this leaf survives because it's like broken here. I might just tape it. I think there's only one that I'm going to put in water, and it's this one. Just putting plain water. I'm not adding a thing. I'm just going to rely on just changing the water like every 2 to 3 days, assessing, you know, the part where I cut. Okay. This next one, a root system right there. I'm just going to take as much moss off. Okay, I'm gonna put a diluted nutrient solution just because there's roots already. And okay, let me just put everything off to the side for a bit. Man, this is the one with a big root. It's time. I have to repot this in some sort of substrate. I don't think I could stick with moss, but let me take off the moss. I'm a little scared because when I was taking it apart, you can see that it scratched the root. Most often this is going to be a goner, but I just like don't know how deep it went. It might have just been the superficial layer and not deeper, so ooh, this one's long too. Maybe I'll do LECA for this one as well. I've decided I'm going to do Pon. I just feel like I'm just choosing random substrates. Oh, there's 4. Okay, this one's small, so I think I'm going to put this one in Pon. Beautiful branching. And I think I'm just, oh gosh. Man, I don't have like enough planters. Okay, maybe I'll just do this for now. I'm just gonna have to have it on the very edge like that. This looks so funny. This looks so oh my god. I love it. Guys, the levitating. It's not levitating, obviously, but I don't know why I use that word. It's the first word that keeps in my mind. I don't know. It's like stable though. Okay. I'm just gonna take or try to take the rest of the moss pole off. Okay, ooh, that took an hour. I was watching a show while I while I was separating the moss from the roots. You know, a lot of the time I do care how much moss, how much soil is on the roots if I'm transferring to Pon or LECA. And I think because it's also the Burle Marx flame, I like don't want to risk anything. Okay, so I will just show you. Look at these. Wow. Okay. So this is, you know, the classic Monstera Burle Marx flame leaf. I think because these roots grew in like outside the nut pot, I think. So I think I'm gonna put this one in LECA. And if y'all haven't realized what I'm trying to do, I am trying to have like an even amount of propagations in LECA, equal amount in Pon. Oh my god, is this my very first lobster claw? I think it is. Hello again. Okay. Roots are great. Roots are great, especially the ones on the bottom. This one I'm gonna put in this self-watering pot in LECA. Okay, oh, looks so good. I had to tape her to the indicator. Oh my gosh. Okay, last one. Beauty. Roots look fantastic. Okay, here she is. I had to tape this one too because she was a fallen. Ooh, she's still kind of fallen. Okay, y'all. Oops. Wasn't supposed to grab that much. I'm diluting my LECA nutrient solution and I am just doing half. So I'm just adding tap water over. Now, because these have roots already, I'm not gonna fill the reservoir super high. Oh my god, I am so in love with this one. I'm definitely gonna have to transfer this. I just have no more planters left. Okay. I'm just doing all the Pon ones first. Okay. just like that. Okay, now the ones in LECA, same thing. Okay, let's do a roll call, everyone. Keeping the mother with these 3 leaves in the same planter of LECA. So this is the mother. Here is where she was chopped. I think she'll take off just because she has enough solar panels to pull in light. I am planning to put this under grow light now that she's shorter and already used to the substrate. This big monster claw in LECA, just in a deli container. You can see the roots. Pretty sure it was like one big root, and I'm just kind of laying the cutting on the surface. Third one in LECA is the very first lobster claw. Oh my God, I love you. In this type of self-watering pot, again in LECA, and I think the node might actually be on the other side. So that is the second one. And the fourth one living in LECA is this beautiful, beautiful leaf. In these type self-watering planters, and the new growth point will come from that node right there. Now moving on to pon. Belly container of pon. Almost a claw, but not really. It's just a hole. This one's the one with the root just supporting the whole plant. Water level up to here, and so that is the first one. A second one is this one in Lechuza Pon in one of these self-watering planters, and the node is right over there. And the last one in pon is this one. Identical to the last one, and the node is actually on this side. I don't think you could see it. It's kind of buried, I think, yeah. And so yeah, that's the last one in pon. One of the newer leaves, I decided to put it in moss just because the root system wasn't too long. I kind of want to put this one in pon. I don't even know anymore. Okay, I'll switch that over quickly, but the last one, which is like Struggle Bus Central, has these roots, and the node is right over there. This is exciting. I'm glad I'm splitting this into 2. They all had good root systems. It's gonna be difficult. It's kind of difficult though, because a lot of the roots were still covered in moss, and I know, even if you give it the perfect conditions, those roots might just die because they're not used to, you know, these substrates. But we'll just see. I'm really hoping, keeping my fingers crossed. I am going to blast them under grow light, all of these. I'm not taking any risks. And yeah, how exciting. Fingers crossed, I'm gonna have a whole army. So I'm gonna see if this kind of behavior continues with any of these leaves. I'm like hoping it doesn't. Like, what do you think it is, guys? I love propagating plants. I love seeing them grow. And just the behaviors, like it's just so fascinating to me. Burle Mark flames. Okay. There's not a lot of updates. I don't like disturbing propagations. I think I've said this many times in the past. I showed this in my favorites video that went out today. So my most favorite leaf. And there is some movement. You know, all these had roots before. So I think, and I can see a few just in the windows of the net pot, specifically with propagation. And I say this a lot in my Hoya videos, but feel the petiole, feel the leaf, familiarize yourself with the how it feels, just so like if anything is happening, you'll know. And I know it sounds simple, but honestly, like every plant feels different. So like you really just need to like get your hands in there. And yeah, okay, let's do the mama. Oh yeah, I don't think I showed y'all where I put them. So okay, I'll show those 2 after. So good news with the 3-leaf one, which was like the one that was already in the bucket. There's a fungus in it and I want to kill it. Okay, I lost it. Okay, great news. Again, this is the 2-week update. Future Kevin, zoom in. Look at that growth point. She is waking up, and then there is another one on the other side. It's less woken up, I guess. And because I don't have room, this is where they're living. They're happy. I think for now this is good. So I put one just sitting on top of the big net pot, and then the leaves are right under the grow light. So grow light there, all the leaves are just there, probably getting like 2,000 to 3,000 foot candles, which again, is a lot for Monstera, but like if it's a plant that's this valuable, I like to blast them in the beginning. It's kind of how I go about all my propagations really. So the rest, okay, I strategically placed these leaves. It's gonna be a pain removing them. There's one Aurea, and then the rest are Burle Marx flames. So let me just grab them. Ooh, she's waking up. She's definitely waking up. There's new roots. Okay, I didn't see this before. Yay! Okay, so this one, which is the gigantic monster claw, the big Bertha of it all, she was the one that was in LECA in this deli container. And you can see that is new root growth. Again, this is the 2-week update. And then branching. This is, because here's the thing. I know she was in LECA. Actually, I'm pretty sure these roots were in moss. Yeah, they were. So, okay, every time you're changing a substrate, it's always scary because like you don't know if that root is gonna just die because it's not used to the substrate. This is fantastic. Yay, okay, and then you can see that the node, like the bump is like raised, which is fantastic. It was much flatter before. Oh, yay, yay, yay. Okay, there's gonna be so many flames. I'm so excited. I know the reservoir is dry, but like just seeing that condensation, it's not too far gone. Not too far gone. I don't know what I'm saying, but wow, that is amazing. Okay, that's the third one. And then I think this is the last one that's in LECA. Wow, 2 of the claws are in LECA. So this is one of the older claws over here. So I'm pretty sure. Okay, it doesn't seem like it's secure. Okay, and also when I feel it, again, assess. It's not as firm as the other ones. And I'm just trying to look at the growth point. The growth point does look like it's activated a little bit, and like, oh my gosh. LECA's gonna drop everywhere. Okay, can you see? It's definitely raised. Oh God, is the reservoir gone? Oopsies. You know what, there is a small, I don't think I could show, the LECA's just gonna keep rolling. There is a small root, like a new branch. It's tiny though. So maybe that's why it doesn't seem like it's hydrated. How come I can't remove this from like, oh, okay. Okay, there's still a reservoir. That's good news. Okay, I might have to just like water it to raise the water level, but so far it's not bad. If it was droopy, I would worry. That's when I would dig it up. That's why I was kind of like digging through LECA. There was a small, tiny branch, and hopefully it survives. It was higher up, and I'm feeling the LECA, it's not as wet, so I might just run water over it. So those are all the LECA ones. So all the LECA ones are doing okay. I want to talk about this this propagation that is in Pon. This is one of the older leaves. This is the one that was in a deli container, the one that was floating. There is activation. Sometimes you do see activation even though the roots aren't present, or like I have found with Monsteras like Thai constellations to elbows, since I've had experience with that, sometimes it's kind of, I don't want to say that this is happening, but it's kind of like a last resort. It'll first push out a new growth even if it doesn't have any roots, and then from that new growth point it'll grow a new set of roots. The only reason I say that is because like, look, you can even see how easy it is to bend. It doesn't always mean that like the roots are bad, but it's a telling sign. And I just say that because I see the root over here. Pon. Do you know what? Maybe the pond is just dry. It's not dry, but like it could be wetter. So maybe I'll like water it and see what happens. I would love to see branching from that existing root over there. We'll just see. So that's the first one that's in pond. Hey, this was one of the top. Ooh, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. It's always tough at this stage. I haven't touched them in 2 weeks, but this is one of the newer leaves. You can see that I'm pretty sure, and everyone was telling me here, thank you again, that it was like fertilization burn that was happening with the top leaves. And like looking at the node over here and looking at where the growth point's gonna be, it is raised. I feel like it was raised already, so I don't want to like falsely say like, oh, that one is growing, because I think this one was already bigger or like raised. Feeling the petiole, feeling the leaf a lot more firmer than the one in the deli container. So that's good enough for me. I'm not gonna dig up anything. And let's just check the reservoir. Ooh, you're like non-existent. You're like so dry. Okay. That's also a good sign because I know I felt this. Sometimes like I worry if like the reservoir is still there even though they have a root system because it's like, okay, the roots aren't doing a good job, so I question root health. But seeing that it's, you know, empty now, it's a good sign, and feeling the leaf feels great. So this one's doing well. Okay. Number 3 in Pon. This one I had to tape because she was so unstable and I don't even know where the bud is. I think she's hiding. Okay. It feels okay. Just feeling how firm everything is. I really don't want to dig it out and I don't really see anything. So we'll just see what happens with that. But it is this one. And the last one in Pon is this one. How cute. The note over here, definitely more raised than before over here. So that's good. Feeling the pale. Feels good. Feeling the leaf feels good. And reservoir has gone down a bit, which is good. I don't think I filled any of these reservoirs in the past couple weeks. I don't think I have. So it's good seeing that the reservoir is disappearing because obviously the root system's not there, then I can't like suck up the water. Then you kind of question if there's root rot or if the roots are gone. So yay. So that's her. 2 weeks, yay. Oh, I forgot about the one in water. Ooh, she kind of looks funky, but I think she's doing okay. Yeah, okay. This one, which is the fertilization burned one. It looks good. There's new, like, these roots existed before, but they weren't as long, and you could see it focuses. You can see, oh my god, you can see that there's new elongation in the root. I've changed this water, I want to say like every 3 days. Every 3 days, I think, just to make sure the water's clean, minimize the rot factor. And yeah, just keeping an eye, and I know I can't do this with the rest, but just keeping an eye on the end. It's a little bit black over here, but it doesn't necessarily mean like it's infiltrated like through. I've seen this multiple times. It's just because like the cut might have not been clean and it's fine. Obviously, if you see it continuing, then definitely like chop it. But I never like to panic about it because like the moment you cut it again, it's a new injury, and then all the things that you were worried about become a reality, whereas like this right now I'm not going to worry about it because it might just be calced over and that's just kind of a superficial thing that you're seeing. That's just my opinion. I know people have different opinions, but like that's how I go about these things. Okay, I did want to show you like how I put them all back. Okay, so do you see this? I think this is hilarious. So again, tons of light. So there's a single grow light there. I want all of them to be really close. So you can see that this is facing up. I basically put the petiole through, and so they're supporting each other. The one in water, just on the edge, just so the leaf is facing up to the grow light. Probably getting 1,000-foot candles. Then the rest, I might do the same thing where I just like grab, oh god, the petiole just to raise it. Maybe, ooh, maybe that's a bad idea. Ooh. Hold on. I think that's good actually. Yeah, that's good. But do you see how they're really close? Okay, because this one was doing kind of, pawn shopping. Because this one was kind of doing poorly, I kind of want it touching as well. Because I think it wasn't as close. So maybe like that. Okay, and then I gotta go to the back. This LECA one. But do you see the pattern that I'm doing? All of these leaves are facing up to the grow light. It is the most important thing when it comes to propagating. And obviously this plant is very valuable and special to me. So I'm gonna take every precaution when it comes to like making sure, oh my god, I just noticed future given zoom in, that indicator, I gotta fix that. What happened? Okay, maybe I could take the tape off. I might do this. Do you see? Just because there's room here under a grow light. Overcrowding is fine, but like that's why I like them like really, really close under a grow light. Because if they were lower or not facing and there was crowding, then they're pretty much not getting any light. Like I would say like low to medium. Oh, hey guys. Another day, another video. This one is exciting because this is the 1 month update. Can you believe the 1 month update since I chopped up my Monstera Burle Marx flame? Wow, okay. Oh, the sun, do you see the sun on my face? Ooh, Ooh. So nothing has changed. Like there isn't, I mean, I guess it depends on like what you think is like a big deal. I'm gonna start off. I haven't moved any of them. The majority of them are under a grow light over there. There's two mama and then this beautiful leaf that are under a grow light on this side of the room. So let's start off with this leaf. I love how I got this leaf and then it just like didn't give me any more that were like this. Anyhow, she's doing her thing. I mean, I think before it was just a little bit like bulging, like maybe. And now it's like, it's going off. It's going off. I don't think there's any new roots. Okay, do you know what, y'all? I'm curious, so why don't we, I'm gonna take it out of the LECA. Let me bring y'all to the living room so I don't make a mess. I don't make a mess. I wanted to look at the roots of this one specifically because I haven't really touched this one and you can see that she's not like secure in the LECA. So I'm kind of curious to see what's wrong with my voice? I'm very curious to see if there's additional roots. I've said this before, but sometimes propagations will just push out new growth, but then the root system won't develop. So I'm just curious if it's like that because you can see that it's like so not secure and it's been a month. Okay, there are new roots. Okay, I need to show you. I just need to check. Could you kind of zoom in? Look at that amazing branching. So those are brand new. I'm specifically talking about the white ones. Okay, it's just because there's no additional like new roots on this top part of the area root that she's like kind of moving a little bit. I haven't fed any of these since I propagated them, so it's just been water. Over here, the mama. Like I said, haven't moved anything. So these 3 leaves are right under this grow light over here and the 2 growth points over here. So the top one is doing its thing. Look at that. And then the second one, boom, boom, boom. I know technically I could cut it in half, potentially get like a second plant. Should I do that? I forgot what I said in the video. Like, was there not a good root system under? I wanted this one to be big. Okay, I'm gonna keep it. But there's 2 growths, girl. So update on this one. Beautiful. This is the one that was floating. Look at this. How wonderful. It's grown so much. When I'm looking at the roots though, I don't see any new root growth. Like when I rotate the pond, like I don't see any new white roots. I'm okay with it. It actually feels a lot more firm and sturdy, you know, when you compare it to like when I first transferred it, and like it's a good sign that you're seeing this. The way I've placed these plants under the grow light are this, it's the same. I haven't moved them. They're still kind of on the crisscross, supporting themselves or each other, and up close to the grow light, still getting a lot light. So that's the 3rd one. Gigantic monster claw. It's doing so well. Ooh, look at these roots. Look at these roots. Yeah, I'm just gonna rotate it slowly. It's incredible. And when I picked this up and it wasn't falling or anything, I was like, okay, there's new root growth. Ooh, little baby. So that's wonderful, like seeing new root growth and then seeing a little node over there, yay, the bud or whatever. Okay, this is the last one in LECA. So the small lobster claw. I'm not gonna dig it up. I'm trying to like remove it to see if it needs any water. It's okay. You can see, look at that. Oh, do you know what though? Am I gonna have to repot it anyways because she's gonna slam against the indicator? I think we'll wait. Okay, this is good. We're moving on to, I guess, the 3 that are in LECA. Oops, no, did that already. The 3 left that are in pond and there's 1 in water. Whoa, there's so many. Okay, this one's good. So this one, again, had that fertilization burn. Here's the node. Beautiful. Wow. Look at it move. Okay, so this one, another amazing looking leaf here in pond. And the node is doing a thing. It is doing a thing. Yeah, feels good. I'm not gonna check the roots. Okay, so this is the leaf that was supporting the other one. Remember I did the crisscross in the beginning of not in the beginning, just last video. So the last one just like fell over and I'm a bit worried. I might have to like tape it. This one over here. So the other one was like supporting it, and then it went like that. So good news. Look at that. There is discoloration, which kind of worries me. Let me see. It's not squishy. It's just yellow. I don't know, guys. Feels okay. I think I'm gonna try to keep it above. Please be okay. It looks funny. It's working. So I'm just making sure that this part is not like up against the pond where it's like super wet. Just in case there's rot there. It's not squishy though. I just used 2 pieces of Scotch tape to like cause tension so it's up this way instead of like falling over that way. The top one over here. Doing her thing, doing her thing. New root growth and new branching. Look at this. Look at all of those. Let's address this, because I said last video that I'm like, I don't bother, you know, panicking. I'm gonna feel it, and it is squishier. I'm gonna cut it now. So, this okay? Now the question is, am I gonna do Pon or LECA? Oh, I don't have a LECA. It's gonna have to be Pon. I'm gonna repot this in Pon now that the roots have grown this much. Okay, I've decided I still want to do like a clearish container just so I can see the root growth. Oh gosh, so I'm grabbing my Pon. Just put, ooh, almost broke the root. Just putting the cutting there. I want to keep this bud kind of on the surface just so I can observe. So, it's been a month since my last update, and let's start with the mama. So remember she had 2 growth points. I was worried that she was gonna sacrifice one, and she didn't. I think because the root system was really big, and maybe because I was giving it a lot of light. Ooh. Look at this. So this one was the very first one out of all of them, and then slowly after. See, this one isn't hardened off yet, but this is the second one. Look at that. These are the 3 old leaves from the old plant. I didn't get rid of them, even the one that I broke by accident. Look at the Scotch tape job. It worked, she's still alive. Now it's getting like 1,000 to 2,000, which I know, still a lot for a lot of people, but remember when I grew this small? Oh my God, that sentence didn't even make sense. Remember when she was small and I grew her? She was under grow light for 14 hours and she was getting very similar light. I wanna say like 1,000, 2,000. So we're gonna keep doing what we're doing, and especially when the roots are seeing the reservoir. Okay, the second one that has a new leaf. I am shocked. One of the older cuttings that was in Pon. So you can see that she was the leaf right before my first lobster claw. She didn't break through yet. So lower in the plant, look, there's a little flame. This one's like, there's something happening. I don't know what y'all can see, but it's there. Whoa. Okay, so the next few are definitely at the point where they're getting like 1,000 to 1,500 foot candles, and they all live, for the most part, on the same shelf. Look at this. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. It is, I don't know. It is just very exciting. I don't see any like huge roots. Like I see one there. Anything else? I don't see anything else. I don't know, but this is the one, look, that was floating. She's still levitating and she's just doing her thing. For the ones that are in Pon, I'm taking this much nutrient solution and I'm gonna do like 1 part nutrient solution, 2 part water. I don't measure, I just guess visually. I'm doing this for the ones in Pon because of what's in Pon, how they do an amazing job at just holding on to nutrients more than LECA. And so this is a 1/3 nutrient solution, and then the other 2/3 is water. And I'm just gonna put a little bit. I think in the beginning I was like, I need to keep this consistent. So once I start feeding one, I have to feed all of them. Now that I add nutrient solution, I can see some roots right over there. Do you see that? So cute. So I'm keeping it about here. I think she's gonna be okay, even though like there's roots at the bottom. I didn't see them before. So these are the 2 that have actual leaves. The other ones are close, and there's also some that aren't close at all. So, okay. Okay, so this one My favorite one. Oh my god, spooky ookie, it's so cute. Remember, she was the one that I had, I think in the last video, I had to like look at the roots because I was like, girl is floppy. She's still floppy. This freaking Anthurium, man. Magnificum luxurians. I was taking her out of where she was because she's in front of that one and she like pulled it out and I'm just like, oh, there is one. Do you see? Right there. Oh my god, it's not focusing, but it's there. That's so exciting. I know the logical decision now is to repot it. I don't have any LECA. It's coming, it's in the mail. And I'd even show you the new growth. So this is the new growth for this one. Once I get LECA, I'm gonna put it in a bigger planter. So I'm gonna do 1 part water, 1 part nutrient solution for the ones in LECA. And I'm only doing this because they are younger plants. If they had more leaves, I would do the full strength nutrient solution for the ones in LECA. Okay, let's stick with the ones in LECA. I think there's only 2 more. This monstrosity. So she's doing well as well. Growth point right over here. And the roots look fantastic. Like, I'll just do a slow rotation. I love this. Again, I do want to repot it. I don't have any LECA. So we're just gonna pause. And I mean, there is a chance I might just keep it in here, see what happens. I know the roots are already like taking over. I'll say this again. All of these are on the same shelf and I strategically put all of them like kind of facing the grow light. They're on that black shelf that I put against the window when I did the whole like organization video. And so they're actually getting more light. I'm gonna keep the nutrient solution about 3rd halfway. Just give your plant enough light. Number 5. So this is the last one that's living in LECA. This was the very first lobster claw. Oh my god, so many memories. Oh, it hit me. So I'm using these planters. They do have smaller holes, so I wasn't expecting. I just need to empty the reservoir. That is the growth right over there. So yay, yay, yay. And again, we're doing a 50-50 situation, water to nutrient solution. And yeah, number 5. The next 4 are all in pond. Let's go. Let's go from the most growth to the least. So this one's close. This is the one in the last video I taped with Scotch tape. But look, this is gonna be a big one. Well, we don't know, but like, look. It's so cute. So that is just so wonderful. Also, I do want to talk about the nutrient solution just quickly. So again, it's in pond, 1/3 of nutrient solution, 2/3 of water. I thought about this a lot. I really think when I mixed my nutrient solution, when I was doubling up my nutrient solution during the summer, I think I might have made a mistake with, I don't know, with one of the harsher nutrient solutions. I don't know if it was the CaliMagic, I don't know if it was FloraMicro. And I say this because in the years that I've been growing plants in LECA and pod, I've religiously have doubled up the nutrient solution with no issue. This was kind of the first plant that I saw it, but my Anthurium regale suffered, I haven't shown her in a while, but the Anthurium decipens showed very similar burning. And I know those ones are in pond, but I do remember feeding them because it was summertime with maybe the full strength of the double strength. When I mix my nutrient solution, I have a 13-gallon bucket and then I have a 5-gallon bucket. Obviously the 13-gallon bucket gets more of each nutrient than the 5-gallon bucket. I do them at the same time, so I'm thinking that's what happened. I might have like kept the same measurement for the 13-gallon one and put it in the 5-gallon one. Anyhow, that's just my theory. That was a rant. Okay, I'm just adding this to the one that I just showed you. So cute. This is so cute. Alrighty, we have this one in pond, and this is the growth. For me, it doesn't look like a lot, like if they haven't pushed out a new leaf yet, but I think in the previous clips, like they were much smaller, so this is really, really good. And listen, this is just my preference when it comes to feeding. At this point, some people would just stick with water when it comes to the ones in pond because of the slow release fertilizer. It's been 2 months. Okay, this one burned on ya. Such a beautiful just growth from the node. Look at her. Oh my gosh, I can't like take it out. Can we like cooperate? There's a root. Look at that. Look at that. Let's do the diluted nutrient solution again. Just to the maximum, so all the way up. This one, and I'm doing the same with all the other ones that are in pond that have an indicator. Okay, This is the one that had stem rot a little bit at the bottom. Then I cut it, and then I put her in pond, I think. I've been trying not to wet this one, like, you know how I showed you before, like the halfway mark. I'm trying to keep the reservoir over here. Oh my gosh, she looks sad. I'm not gonna look. I do see a root right there. I think we're okay. This node did wake up. And I know she's the smallest of all of them, but I don't think she was that big before. So I'm very happy. And okay, I'm trying to think of things that I have done in the past month. Honestly, just leave them alone. Make sure the reservoir doesn't dry out completely. It is obvious now that they have root systems. I mean, if they didn't yet, then they would just be dead. So just making sure that root system is around moistness at all times. Again, 1,000 to 2,000 foot candles for all of them. Okay, we are here. I'm so happy. This is so wonderful. I'm just gonna pick random ones to show y'all. Remember, this one was the levitating one that was in Lechuza Pon. I still haven't changed anything. You can see that she is here starting to push out a new aerial root, and man, oh man, these two leaves are new. Look at this. Oh my god. A claw. Well, okay. Wow. It is like almost breaking through, and I talked about how it's kind of giving me motherly vibes, but can you believe? Oop, I was dropped. Can you believe? This is so wonderful that the new plant has pushed out 2 leaves. I think this is the only one that has 2 leaves except for the mother plant. Can you believe? I'm so happy with this. It's hard to see the roots. They're obviously there, and I'm gonna guess that they're okay. I do need to repot that soon, and I'm planning to do a video of that the next month, just because, like, stability, she's okay, but like, look. Also, I want to submerge the new root. Bigger root system, bigger healthy root system will give you a healthy big plant. So I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. Are you kidding? This leaf first. I think I showed you at the 2-month mark, and then a month later she is starting to harden off. She's pretty much hardened off, actually. So isn't this wonderful? I think this is so wonderful. Okay, I guess we'll do the ones that are in pond. We're gonna do one that is probably the most mature leaf, I would say. Also in pond, it was this leaf over here. Oh, can we take it in? The very first leaf. I like can't believe that this is the very first leaf. What? Look at this. Can you believe this is the first leaf? I can't believe it. Also, I love how long this like pointy part is. You know, the thickness of the leaf. The moment you get one, you'll be amazed at how thick these leaves are. Again, in Lechuza Pon, and I don't know if this has rooted. Nope. So there is an aerial root. It's very small over there. It hasn't rooted yet, which is okay. Clearly she has some sort of root system. It's just so impressive to me that she pushed out this leaf as its first leaf. That is the second one. Moving on to the next one, this is number 3. You can see, this is the mother leaf again, that line. And there's a line there, and the leaf is a lot more yellow than the other ones because this one was up against the grow light. So my LED grow lights were going that way. You can see that she got really yellow. Some of this damage appeared before, and y'all saw that, but some is from the light damage. And we got a claw. We got a claw. I don't know why these leaves are my favorite. It's just, I think it's because when you get these leaves, you're like, oh my god, it's the very first fenestration. It's the very first fenestration. Incredible. Again, it's always so fascinating seeing these propagations push out leaves already with fenestrations. I totally need to support her. No aerial roots though from the new growth point yet, but in time she will push some. The lobster claw. is everything. This is everything. Hardened off. Wow, wow, wow. Isn't that incredible? That is number 3, the third one in Pon. Now, this, I always think it's funny when these plants push out leaves that are big and don't have fenestrations. Like, I don't know why I think it's so funny. This leaf, I'm in love with this leaf. I love the double claw here. So this is the mother leaf. And then the new leaf over here is just this big fat leaf with no fenestrations. Like, I don't know. I'm obsessed. I see that she tried to root. Do you see how I've used Scotch tape to support it? I shouldn't be moving it this much. Oh my gosh. I don't know if that impacted why the aerial root rotted at the surface. You can see that she tried. Like, do you see? But I don't know if like look, it's so unstable. Again, I'm not gonna do it in this video, but I'm gonna repot a lot of these. I am so curious to see what the other leaf is gonna look like. But I'm feeling it. I don't feel any new leaves coming, so probably gonna repot a lot of these soon, just because the majority of them aren't currently working on any leaves when I feel the petiole. But yeah, this is number 4 and the 4th one in Lechuza Pon, and the 5th one that is in Pon. So remember when I water propagated it, she had some rot at the end of the stem, I think at the 1 month mark. I cut it off completely and then stuck her back in Pon. So no new leaves. I was a little concerned because she was a little slower, so I actually made the leaf smaller. I find when you have like a big leaf and you propagate a plant, sometimes in the stress of it all, the plant is focusing on too much. And what I mean by that, it's focusing on keeping that leaf alive, channeling energy and nutrients to that leaf, but also trying to work on roots because it didn't have any roots at the time. Not only that, but it's working on a new growth. So a lot of energy. So that's why just make it smaller so energy can be, you know, channeled elsewhere in the plant. And I don't see any roots. Like, this is an old root, but I don't see any new root growth. That's not new. But the growth point is here. Definitely in the past 2 weeks, it's woken up. And I guess that kind of aligns when I cut the leaf, like the parts of the leaf off. So that is wonderful. I am so happy. I know it doesn't look like much, but again, I was getting concerned because of the rot situation. I'm not going to check in this video. Again, I'm going to do this in a future video in the coming month. The 5th one in Pon. Okay, now there are 3 propagations in LECA, and then the mother plant, which I kept in that same bucket of LECA. And I'm literally going to show you the best one. It was the first ever claw that I got from my mother plant. So this one is very special. So the mother leaf is here. You will see yellowing. Again, plants always adapt, and so if the plant needs it, it pulls from older growth the mobile nutrients to support new growth, whether that's roots, whether that's new foliage. So it is normal, and this goes with all the other ones that I showed you. This is normal to see yellowing over here. But the new leaf, okay, it's another claw. I think I'm gonna break it here. Because yes, seriously. So the first leaf is this claw. They look amazing. I'm sorry. They look so good. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, I'm peeling off just this dead part. I don't think there's any roots. There's some roots going into the bottom. It's dripping. It's dripping, it's dripping, it's dripping, I'm sorry. But how wonderful. So that is amazing to see. The color is amazing. Again, how firm. So that is number 6, but the first one that's in LECA. Okay, jumping into the next one. I feel like the LECA props, even though it is a smaller sample size compared to the Pon ones, they didn't push out as much growth. Let's do this big one. So this one I had in just this deli container here. It's nice because I can show you the roots. Like, that is definitely brand new root growth. And this is the fat claw of the mother plant. She hasn't pushed out new leaf, but there is a growth point here. And so we're happy with that. I often see with props, if there is a big robust root system, there tends to be like slower foliage growth. And so yeah, I just thought that was fascinating. Oh my gosh, and then this one, guys, she's falling out of the planter. Okay, so this is the third one in LECA and the eighth one. So this is the leaf that I'm obsessed with. Y'all know that I'm obsessed with this leaf. She is falling out of the planter of LECA. And look at this. Okay, so when she was unfurling, and you can tell, she's kind of close to like the top part of the shelf. So like when she was unfurling, she like bent. But the new leaf is here and she looks gorgeous. So I'm just hoping the leaf, the new leaf here isn't damaged. Isn't this hilarious? So there is a new aerial root and I was kind of waiting for this and obviously for the new leaf to come out and harden off before I potted it up. Oh my gosh, can we not fall today? Girl wants to do a death drop. Okay, there is a root, so yay. So yeah, those are the 8 propagations. Okay, I'm gonna show you the mother, but can you believe it? Can you believe it? I'm so shocked. Okay, and the mother. So, it's kind of hard to, you know, show it all, but there's 2 new growth points. I'll probably tilt the camera. I got a question about, okay, wait. I got a question in my Q&A. I'm filming after I filmed that, talking about Monstera Burle Marx Flame. Is it that plant? And the roots sitting in the reservoir and rotting. So I'm gonna show you that there are some ends. Do you see this? If not, future Kevin, zoom in. There are some ends, because you can tell the bottom of the net pot is here and this root was going past it. You do see some root rot over here. I'm just gonna take that part off, but do you see how it branched above? And that's a fantastic thing about just plants in general, but like I see this with Monsteras because I've grown a lot of them in these planters and net pots, but because there was enough aeration around and it was moist, it branched, you know, obviously in an attempt to keep it alive. And it's kind of the same with this one. This one died at the bottom, but you can see that it branched a bunch. Like those are brand new roots over there. So sometimes I don't notice because when I'm changing my nutrient solution, it's like very fast. So sometimes like the root already broke off, it's in the reservoir, I dump it, but you can see healthy roots here. And y'all saw when the plant was big, the root system was healthy, even though the roots were sitting in the reservoir. I still want to say that I haven't observed long enough the effects on a bigger scale, like how the roots did or do, because I'm curious. I'm just gonna let the roots go into the reservoir and then just assess from there. Okay, the new growth point. Sorry, I thought that was gonna be fast. I kind of talked way too much. So this is a part where I cut right over here, and then she pushed out 2 growth points. So this one up here, you can see there's an aerial root already just here, and then a growth point here. So let's show them. This one was the first leaf. I'm giving it a lot of light. I think I was very like scared, and y'all will see the difference with the second leaf. But this part, the leaf is like touching the grow light almost, and you could see the bleaching here compared to the top point of this leaf. Like that is like really green. Rotating the plant, this is the second leaf, and she has no fenestrations, but she's nice and fat. But look at the color difference. I don't know if it's showing on camera, but there definitely is a difference. Okay, and then moving to the new leaf. Look at this, how exciting. So what I kind of wanted to do was I wanted to maybe propagate this plant because there is an aerial root already, but I have to wait for this to unfurl first, harden off. I might cover that aerial root, but we'll see what happens. But how exciting. So 2 leaves on this plant and then working on one. The second one in here, if I rotate it, we have first leaf was a flame, and the second one is a bigger flame. So these 2 leaves, look at that, how wonderful. So this one doesn't have any aerial roots yet, even though it has 2 leaves. And so, I don't know. What do y'all think? Should I keep these 2 and just attach a moss pole? Leave a comment and maybe I'll do that. But how wonderful. that the mama is still here. Oh my god, this leaf is so bleached. All of these plants, except for this big bucket, all lived in the same place under a grow light for 14 hours a day. In the first couple months, I was probably giving it 1,000 to 2,000 foot candles, so the leaves were very close to the grow light. The shelf that they live on is actually against my south-facing window, so that is actually something that changed at the month to 2 month mark. So they were getting a ton of light. South-facing window and a grow light that was reading 1,000 to 2,000 foot candles depending where the leaves were. And about a couple weeks ago, I noticed that a lot of the new leaves, and it's funny how it doesn't show, but I filmed this update already for my Patreon till like, I guess close to the 3 month mark. All of these were like so close. Like the mother leaves were almost touching. So like a lot. In conclusion, a lot of light as per usual. But then a few days ago, I lowered it. So now that they have new leaves, I measured it 3 days ago from the lowest leaf from the grow light to the highest leaf. And the range is around 400 to 1,000 foot candles. So kind of getting like medium to bright indirect. I still kind of believe that hours of light is very important for this plant. I don't know if I've talked about that before, but the moment I took this plant away from a grow light, it did not do well, or it didn't push out like fenestrations the way I wanted it to. So these grow lights are on for 14 hours, and obviously it's important now more than ever because the days are shorter. They're continuing to get shorter. And obviously days like this where, for example, it's overcast, there's gonna be no sun today, just having the grow light there as a constant, I think is why all these were successful. I feel like I wanted this to be organized at the end, but all my thoughts are scattered. I'll put up the humidity and temperature that my room stays at consistently. So again, these were propagated in August. So it was summertime. I would say August to September, and then parts of the beginning of October, it was actually pretty warm in my room. From August to now, which is November, 60 degrees Fahrenheit to about 80 degrees Fahrenheit. My humidity is usually 40 to 60%. It does fluctuate, obviously higher in the summertime. Right now, let me check the meter. We're looking at about 40%. And my opinion about humidity still stands. Humidity is not that important when it comes to growing this specific plant. Monsteras in general, like Monstera deliciosa, you don't need high humidity. I don't think even if you had this in high humidity, it would impact, how the leaves looked, how many fenestrations they've pushed out. I mean, maybe it does. I am so excited to watch these grow. I now have more plants, and therefore, I can now see the difference growing this plant in LECA versus Pon. That is something that I always want to do, and just seeing how they behave. I can't keep my eyes off of them. I don't know if you can see, but I would keep staring at them here. What are y'all's experience with the Burle Marx Flame? Again, I will be doing a repot sometime in the coming month, and I will be posting every day in December. So yeah, very excited about that. And thank y'all for watching. I will see you in the next one.